Look at the time, it's 8 o'clock with Rob Hunter.
Rob Hunter.
So news always starts the same. They've got the big serious
Charlie
music.
Pickering, ladies and gentlemen.
Thanks very much. Thanks.
Hi, Charlie.
Hey Rob, great to be back. Great to be back.
Thanks for coming. How are you?
Yeah, great.
Good, thanks.
Great.
Sorry, you go.
I'm good, thanks.
Great. Good. Hey, thanks so much for being here. Great to have you back on the show. You were the first ever guest on 8 o'clock Live some years ago now, and it's a thrill to have you back. I know how busy you are. So
Yeah, thanks very much.
Thanks
It's
for making
great
time.
to be here. Really, big fan of the show. You know that.
Great.
Always love being here.
Sorry.
Twice.
There is. This has been bugging me since you walked in here. You got a little something on your face. Do you mind if I just?
Oh, what?
That is on there. That is that's a fixture, isn't it?
What?
Sorry about that. Nothing. Just looked like you had a little schmutz on your face. It looks like you've been eating pudding really aggressively, but no.
I do eat pudding aggressively, but not recently.
Let's forget about that. That was my mistake.
What?
I'll put my hand up there and say I made an error.
Takes a man to admit that.
Doesn't it though? Congratulations, by the way, on the continued success of the project, still on air, defying critics and everyone I know. I've actually grown to really appreciate the show. I watch it as often as possible.
How often is that? How often is possible?
2 or 3 times a week. A big fan.
Wow, that's
Big fan right here.
that's more than I expected, Rob.
Yeah, well, I mean,
You must be very busy.
you got to watch it with a certain kind of perspective. Like the line used to advertise the show is, it's news but not as you know it.
Yeah.
And that makes sense because when I watch the news, I am informed and entertained. So
Yeah.
the show makes a lot of sense. You just got to watch it with the right attitude. So.
Yeah, we're trying to do something different.
I know, and you know what? The show does actually deal with some very serious issues.
Yeah, it
Doesn't
can.
it? It
From
does.
time to time it does. Yeah.
Gay marriage, refugees, politics, and I think humour is a great way of dealing with sensitive issues like this. It engages people, gets them talking about it.
I think that's true. That's true.
Yeah, so maybe try that. Maybe just
No, it's always
constructive.
always
notes.
happy to take constructive criticism from someone of your stature
Yeah.
and reputation and accomplishments. Great to be back in the cloakroom, Rob.
Thank you. Great to have you. So on TV, people would know that you play this kind of arrogant douchebag character with a dumb haircut. What?
Yeah, I don't.
What's the inspiration?
No, I don't. I don't really do character comedy. I think I don't know what is it.
Takes skill to write.
No, I think it's just. I find it weak to hide behind the artifice of a character. That's all. You know, sort of. I just think, to some extent, if you need to dress up, if you need to pretend to be someone other than yourself to say what you mean, I just think there's a certain level of cowardice in that.
Yeah. Well, we all have an opinion, and sometimes people's opinions are just wrong. So let me talk for a bit. I'm really appreciative that you are here, genuinely, and you're great on TV. But you know, people who see you on TV only see a certain Charlie. They don't see
the douchebag
yes.
with the hair. Yeah.
Yeah. But like people who see you on TV wouldn't be aware that you're a comedian. So, and I like.
Yeah.
I like to remind them because I'm genuinely a really big fan of your stand-up. Can I tell you my favorite piece of material that you do? I've got a favorite piece of stand-up that you do, and I always enjoy when you tell it.
Yeah.
All right, so it goes like this. I don't want to ruin it for you, and I'm sure you give it something that I won't. But this is basically the joke, and I quote. So I be driving in my car, like I said, I call it the Pussy-mobile, and I pull up alongside some pussy, and they be all like, Charlie, can we get a ride? And I be all like, hell no, pussy, that is some skanky pussy shit.
That's
You can confirm that is your material?
Yes, that's my material.
That is your material, isn't it?
But you're taking it very much out of context. I could say there was, like, it's that. Contrary to my previous statements, that's a character piece.
Oh, really?
The context is very different to that. That's a piece of material where well, I'm doing a parody of Bernie Mac.
Who is black and dead. Continue.
When I say parody, obviously more of a tribute.
Yeah. No, I get it, and it's why it's one of my favourite jokes. The joke is that black people talk funny, so comedy. Let's talk about racism. This is something that comes up on the project a little bit. It has done so recently, and still an issue. What is your opinion on racism?
Well, I have no time for racism.
No.
I don't.
No. So what you're saying is we all should work harder as a society to free up time for your hobbies, such as racism.
That's not what I was saying.
Well, you need to be clearer.
It was a tribute to Bernie Mac.
Yes. Well, speaking of which, here's another question quite apt. Should you judge a person just because their skin is brown?
No.
You shouldn't do that.
No.
What if that person's skin is brown because they have covered themselves in their own waste?
Well, I guess in that situation you can draw some judgments.
So in that case, you should judge a person whose skin is brown.
Well, limited to that example.
But yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That is what I
Great.
said.
Do we get that on camera? Great. I just need that for something. Don't worry about that. Luke, do you have any questions for Charlie?
Charlie, have you been eating pudding?
I already asked him about the beard.
We'll probably just leave it there, shall we, Rob?
We'll wrap up. Before you go, I do sincerely want to thank you for being here.
I've really felt welcome.
I do want to say a genuine thank you for being here. You've always been a big supporter of mine and the show, and I very much appreciate that. And to say thank you, I got you a little gift.
That's genuinely unexpected. That's
Just
Merry
wanna open it.
Christmas.
Yeah.
That's what's this? Fuck you, Charlie. That's great. That's
Charlie Pickering, ladies
it's really
and gentlemen.
clever. Really clever, Rob.
Thank you.
Really clever.
There was a time it was 8 o'clock with Rob Hunter.